Welcome back, guys. It is morning, and man, I wish I had a cup of coffee. I am tired. What a beautiful morning compared to the other video you probably watched where it was misty and rainy and wet. This is absolutely gorgeous. Let my neighbor here go by. Um, yeah, this is what a morning compared to the other day. Couldn't even see that mountain ahead of me. Just a bunch of clouds passing by it with the mist and rain. This is beautiful. It's supposed to be gorgeous this afternoon again, 85 degrees or something like that, 88. So it's going to be beautiful. Um, what was I going to bring up? Oh, um, one of it's actually my boss. He's got his doctorate or whatever in psychology, and we were just talking about different things and how to see different perspectives of different people. You don't know what somebody's going through. So this is one of my lessons, like I was telling you about the way I use my running, bike riding, as you can relate it to everyday life with the up and down and the valleys, same with climbing up hills and down hills and flat ground. Well, anyway, he was telling me a perfect way to try to be more understanding towards other people, especially your spouse mainly. Other people, you don't have to, I mean, it's not a big deal. It'd be nice to do it, but I mean, they're just, don't worry about that. This is more for your spouse, trying to work it out as in a relationship. Um, and he was just bringing up different things, different ways to look at things. So anyway, you get like four people and you bring them into a room that's decorated however, it doesn't matter how, has certain lighting, has maybe music. They walk in and you have them write down what it brings back, like what memories it has, or how it makes them feel. And every one of them will have a different feeling, different mood, a different situation that has brought them, that has happened, that brought that feeling on in that room. If you understand what I'm saying, I'm hoping I explain it correctly. Every one of them will have different one. So that is the same way with situations in life, as in your spouse or partner. May you both experience something, they react completely different than you because it triggered something from their past as it has yours. And you look at them and say, well, why don't you just see it my way? Or why don't you just understand? Or why does it make you sad? Or why didn't it make you sad? So you have to understand that everybody's in a certain different place when that happens, and something has brought them to that place differently than you. Nobody will experience the same thing, except if you come out on beautiful woods and overlook a gorgeous valley. Everybody most likely will look at it as and it's beautiful, but we're talking everyday life. So a certain noise, a certain stress level, something like that. Okay, let me cut this out. I don't want to sit here and babble at a light. Hold on a second. Let me edit this out. I'll be right back. Okay, I'll pick it up right here. So I hope I made sense on that when you look at your partner or your spouse and maybe they have anxiety or stress, and you're trying to understand and just say, well, don't do it. Don't let it bother you. Don't let it. It's different. Remember, they came to that point in life with other baggage that you don't have, or different baggage that makes them feel that way. And you have to understand that, it may be an ongoing battle, just same as you have certain reactions to things that they may look at and say, well, don't be so weird. Don't be like that. Just stop it. And it's not that easy. So it was really neat for that scenario where four people go into a room, you write down how it made you feel, and all that other stuff. Because each one of them will be different. And it's the same way in life. Everybody is different. And you're going to react in different situations differently. And that's how you got to blend it and marry the two together, two personalities. So, and that's what he's doing. He's counselor going. That's what he's planning on doing after he retires, marriage and family counselor. So he always gives me different scenarios like that and different insights. And I told him about the hiking one, and he loved that. He thought that was the neatest thing that he could use. But he gives me a lot of the insight tips like that, about different scenarios. And he used a lot like with music. Every song you hear on the radio, you can relate to something, somewhere back in your past, where you heard it, what you were doing, how it made you feel, who you were with. Think about it. Next time a song comes on, it'll trigger something. And that's why music is so powerful, and why artists have these songs. So the new ones you hear now, you'll hear 20 years down the road, and you'll remember it that instant when you heard it. So anyway, same thing. But that was pretty neat when someone told me that with a song, music. And I said, no, it isn't. And then I started listening. I listened to the radio when I did listen to it, and a song would come on. I say, oh yeah, I was in high school and I was with this guy and we were heading to this place. Or this song came on and I was at my first apartment I ever owned. I lived by myself. Just different things. Or the first job I was heading to, or one of these jobs I was heading to, or a bad day from work I was heading home from. And that's what, I remember this song so, exactly. 20 years ago, 30 years ago for me. But so it's pretty cool. Try to do that if you haven't known that already. A lot of you guys are like, yeah, duh, we've heard that before. But if you haven't heard it, think about it and take a look at it. That's pretty cool. Anyway, there is your psychology class for the morning. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I just thought I'd relay that. I found it very powerful to be more patient and understanding towards my wife. When she says, she'll get a little stressed out over something, or something will happen, or just for some reason she'll get a little bit of anxiety or stress or whatever, even though there's no reason to, but something triggered that through her past or whatever, and it resurfaced. So it's pretty cool that you can open your eyes to something like that if you're willing to. To a perfect stranger, you just be patient, because there's a lot of idiots out there. So just have a little bit of patience with other people, especially at supermarkets or stores. And you don't know what they're going through. I mean, they could be really having a crappy day. That's the other thing. I always think about. You run into somebody that's just nasty, and maybe you're no patience and just upset with the world. You don't know. You don't know what they're going through. They could have a sick child, and they got to deal with that every morning when they wake up, and I couldn't imagine that. It's horrible. Anyway, let me edit this out. Hold on. Back. We are here again. I just cut all that out. If anything happens, I will make sure to put it on the video, but I'm not going to bore you with me just lounging out on the bike waiting to get down the road. Like I said, the highway with this thing is so boring, and I don't want to bore you guys with it. But yeah, so you don't know what people are going through. I mean, they could be having a really, really bad day, what they call a bad day, and you think you're having a bad day. Some of these parents that, I used to ride a bicycle and I raised money for children's cancer research, and to see the stories and see the people, it's just heartbreaking. Absolutely 100% heartbreaking. If it doesn't, you're a sick individual with no heart. For a parent to have to go through that with a child that gets sick like that is absolutely miserable. And if there is a cure and they're hiding it just for the money, I hope they rot in hell forever. So anyway, that's not for me to judge. It'll be taken care of when that time comes. But coming down along the river, wish I was heading this way to put the boat in and go float, do a little fishing. That'd be a little more fun than work. Even though I'm so very fortunate that mine's not stressful or fast-paced. It's so laid back and easy-going, it's ridiculous. But I'd still rather go fishing, trust me. It would be nice. And, up here on the left-hand side, I told you in the last video I'd tell you about these cars. These are all Volkswagens. And they are just sitting there because they don't know what to do with them, because they have been recalled and they cannot drive on our roads in the U.S. due to emissions. So they took them off the trucks or off the boats and then trucked them in here, and they still are trucking them in here, and they put them down in this big abandoned parking lot or field, whatever it is, by the thousands and thousands of them, until they can figure out what to do with them, if they're sending them back to Germany or not. There they are down there. I mean, there is thousands of them, and they don't know what to do with them, how to get them out of the country or send them back, or they got to fix them. But they cannot be registered or driven on our roads in the U.S. That's some of the recalls from Volkswagen a long time ago, or a couple of years ago, where they recalled 100,000 Volkswagen Jetta, whatever. And that's what they are, all Volkswagen Jettas down there. Anyway, a little bit of history too, look at that. But that's it, coming up here on my turn. Thank you very much for watching. I hope I didn't bore you, and I'll catch you on the next video, guys. Bye.